Part 2. Azure Moon. Heartstring Moon. The King's Triumphant Return. Following the death of Rodrigue, Dimitri begins to question his desire for revenge. His troubled mind turns to the kingdom capital and how he might end the chaos plaguing Fargus once and for all.
I guess they kind of took a shortcut there, but it seems what Dimitri wants to live for is the people of his kingdom. He's finally yielded to the logic of the living.
Our victory at Gronder was certainly a turning point for us. However, Rodrigue's death has been difficult to bear. We've lost considerable military strength and resources.
Is there no way to secure more soldiers?
If we split up the soldiers currently defending the monastery, we should have sufficient numbers to invade the Empire. But even then...
Your Highness, you should be resting. Your wounds are still healing. I am well, I assure you. More importantly, may I have a moment of your time? Thank you. I wish to apologize to all of you. I have led you down this dark path with me, and have caused so much suffering along the way. I cannot tell you how sorry I am for my behavior. There is no apology I could offer that would be sufficient.
And how do you intend to make up for my father's death?
Felix, I realize words alone are not enough to repent, but I fear they are all I have.
I'm not after more empty words. I want you to speak through your actions.
I know that no amount of regret can ever bring back the lives we have lost. I know that well. It is like patching up a tear with a different material. Things can never be as they were. The best I can hope for is to make things whole again. I wish to do the right thing from now on. That is why I have made a decision. I intend to take back the kingdom capital. I wish to save our people. Those who I turned my back on for far too long. To follow my heart and do the right thing. That is the only way I can atone for my sins.
Your Highness. If we can win back Fhirdiad, it will give us the advantage in our war against the Empire. As one who has served the royal family for ages, know that your words bring me great joy and pride. That said, I must point out that if we make for Fhirdiad, the Emperor's head will slip further out of reach. Can you live with that?
I still hold hatred in my heart for her, and for the ones responsible for the tragedy. That I will carry with me until death. But my life is my own. It belongs to no one else, and it is high time that I started living for what I believe in. I will no longer allow the voices of the dead to bind me. This is something that I must do. No. Something that I am choosing to do.
Yeah, I do kind of like that line there. Because how often in any story do you have a hero saying, this is something I want to do. No, this is something I have to do. Here, we're getting Dimitri doing the opposite. It's something that he feels compelled to do. You know, after such traumatic moments like the death of Rodrigue. But here he's realizing that he still has to make the choice to follow through on what he wants to do. he's making the choice to commit to Fhirdiad, then the kingdom.
I will accomplish my aim, even if it means risking my life to do so.
Anyway, I just think that's neat.
Understood, Your Highness. So, any objections?
Count me in.
You are correct. We cannot afford to die in vain by recklessly challenging the Empire.
I'm worried about Lady Rhea. But if this is the choice you've made, I support it.
I am at your command, Your Highness. I will follow you anywhere.
My sword is at your service, Your Highness.
I'll help too. The people in Fhirdiad need us.
Fine, I'll help you, in my father's stead. But in return, you must win. You know that, don't you, Dimitri?
I do. And I swear on my father's lance that we will prevail.
Then it is decided. It seems this war council has much to discuss. Our next stop is Fhirdiad, the kingdom capital, for the future of Fargus.
Also, I'm pretty sure it's got to be the first time in a long time, at least, that Felix referred to Dimitri by name, right? Like, he's always calling him the Boar Prince or something like that, or even just Wild Boar. Well, let's get to exploring. Gilbert's got probably a supply run. I hope it's not that thing where I need, like, 1 carrot and I can't seem to grow it for the life of me.
The Emperor was wounded at Gronder Field. What do you think is going on in the Empire now? The Leicester Alliance has really suffered a blow as well. Who knows what will become of them? From now on, we have to pay close attention to how the rest of Fodlan is doing.
I am very grateful to you. I could never have achieved this on my own. This is all thanks to you and Lord Rodrigue. This month, we will invade Fhirdiad by way of the Fraldarius domain. Leave the negotiations with House Fraldarius to me. You make ready for the actual battle. It's a tricky business, but we are taking our first steps forward. I have a request.
Alright, oh, floral tribute, okay.
This month, leave the... It's a trick. Thank you.
Is that what you're looking for?
Thank you. This month, leave is a tricky bit.
Alright. Oh, if I have to search for it, then it's probably going to be in the greenhouse, where everything is plant-related. I don't mind giving Gilbert some,
Maybe.
on load, please. Load, please. Thank you. Ah, the gladiolus. Alright, got a couple of cabbages, I guess. Go big here. Turn in the quest? I guess it's not everything, but it's something, right?
You have my gratitude. This month, leave is a tricky... Thank you. Thank you very much.
Alright, Dimitri gonna want to chat. Oh yeah, also Dimitri is finally open for supports again. Thank God. But first we're gonna go talk to everyone in the army. And we got it. Now that we've had our first major diversion from the Silver Snow storyline, where this time we actually fought the battle at Gronder. And Dimitri is alive.
Fighting with 3 different groups in the mix was as confusing as it was difficult to survive. Enemies and allies dying, one on top of the other. What an absolute mess, huh? If only I had my infirmary out in Gronder. Maybe I could have saved a few more lives.
You can't think like that, Manuela. Otherwise, get brought down.
Professor, if we're headed to the kingdom capital, that means we're further away from rescuing Lady Rhea. But it can't be helped, can it? Perhaps some people will question this decision, but I trust your judgment. Lady Rhea would want us to help in Fhirdiad. She'd scold us if we rescued her and left innocent people suffering.
Yes. Gold. That's all Rhea would do. Purely.
It seems we are headed for the kingdom capital this month. The Church of Seros stands ready to lend its aid to you and Dimitri. It may be a roundabout route, but I believe this path will still eventually take us to Rhea. Besides, saving the people of Fargus is just what she would want us to do.
I'm glad you're confident about that. I guess we're gonna go chat with Felix in his room. See what he has to say about the loss of his father, whom he extremely did not get along with.
He'll need to excel as a leader if he's to make up for my old man's death. Though if my father could see Dimitri now, he'd be glad to have made the sacrifice. Don't you dare tell anyone I said that.
Oh, I think Felix has come around. Don't worry, buddy. Your secret is safe with me.
Hey, you.
Hey, Flame.
Standing face to face with those whom I went to school with. On the field of battle. How inhuman war is. How horrifying. My heart feels shattered. It is my hope that this war marks the end of such foolish behavior.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
What?
Where is Ash?
Professor!
He's on the bridge. The Bridge of Silence.
Hey, you.
Anyway, I was born and raised in Fargus, but I've never actually been to Fhirdiad. Do you think it'll still be cold at this time of year? I can't even imagine.
Maybe we should ask.
Good point. I'll check with His Highness.
You can do that now, Ash. Alright, we'll take this route instead of any of the shortcuts.
Hello. We buried Lord Rodrigue's body ourselves. There wasn't time to do things properly. It pains me that I was unable to take him home to his territory. Once this war is over, I'd like to hold a proper funeral for him. For now, we need to focus on taking back Fhirdiad. All will be well eventually. I know we can win.
Alright, we'll check out the grave. Oh. The icon there made me think that there was something to be gained. But evidently not.
Oh yeah. Guess what I noticed? I can see further than most other people can see. But I can't figure the point of seeing further than an arrow can fly, since I can't shoot what I see.
Well, you could find our targets quicker than anyone.
Yeah, I suppose it could be real useful for finding Lady Rhea, too.
Yeah,
Thanks, Professor.
sure.
I think I get it now. I'm gonna put my eyes to real good use.
That's totally how that works. Let's see here. Plus, when you're flying like Cyril is a wyvern rider, I have to imagine having really good eyesight is a major benefit.
I see. I agree that we should head for Fhirdiad, but let's not forget our search for Lady Rhea. The soldiers from the church are going to set up a base at the Great Bridge of Myrden. They'll be able to keep up the search while we head for the kingdom capital.
That makes sense.
The kingdom capital. It's been way too long since I was there last. Oh, Professor, I didn't mean... it's not that I'm looking forward to it or anything.
It's okay to look forward to it.
Please don't tease me like that. It's just, when I think of us finally saving everyone in Fhirdiad, it makes me a little happy. Okay, maybe a lot happy. The kingdom capital is under the tight control of Cornelia, who was ennobled by the Empire. Judging by what we heard from Lord Rodrigue, it sounds like she's a tyrant. But all of that ends soon. Let's get there quickly.
Fair enough. Shamir.
So we're turning around and heading for the kingdom capital? Ridiculous. Tell him to cease this nonsense. Isn't there a saying in Fodlan? Something about those with power knowing how to use it? If he's not careful, the goddess will send her saints to smite him. Not that I believe that.
Thanks, Shamir. Who's left to talk to? It's like just everyone here in the Knights Hall.
Maybe. I don't feel like I can just forget all the awful stuff he's done. But if His Highness is owning up to his past and trying to move forward, I figure I can give him that chance. We've been friends since we were kids. I'm gonna be there for him all the way to the end.
Professor, I really caused trouble for you, didn't I? I am so sorry, truly. I am also eternally grateful to you. Now, it's time to go to the kingdom capital. I hope that you will lend me your strength once again.
How is this? Everyone is saying His Highness is back to his old self, but I do not think that is accurate. What he was until recently is what he had been for as long as I've known him. So tortured by his compassion for the fallen that it had driven him mad. He has always been too kind to be king. He has always felt too much for the weak and the dead. That is exactly why I look up to him.
Oh, we call that character growth, Dedu. Dimitri has had some of it. I think I'm going to do things a little differently this time. Since I kind of messed up my order of operations here. First, let's check the gazebo, see what we can get. Yeah, okay. That's fine.